I've often discussed the media on my TV shows and talked about the very real and big impact that media reporting can have on a property market. I personally think that a good lesson to learn from the past few years is to largely ignore the press reports of what's happening where property is concerned. I've got friends in the media, and I do know several journalists who are indeed worth every cent that they're paid and more. These journalists will report what's happening with clear and qualifying statements about the market on which they're reporting and how they came upon their information. Mostly, though, it's about the story and creating a front page headline which sells papers. You'll hear how first home buyers all over Australia have given up on the dream of ever owning a property. Then, if you read the fine print, you'll learn that this statement was based on a survey of 56 first home buyers, and 30% of respondents had given up all hope of ever being able to save a deposit. This is hardly a majority. In other reports, you might hear that property is in a bubble which is about to burst, only to discover that the story is based on a single market like Sydney, and much of the story centres around higher priced property which has been purchased by those with the fear of missing out, right at a time when that market is starting to plateau. And sadly, this kind of sensationalist reporting can almost become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Just as Chinese whispers spread like wildfire with an ever-changing story, investors often become spooked by such headlines and stay out of the market. Ultimately, fiction sometimes becomes fact, and this isn't good for anyone. Another issue with much of what we read in the press is that it's typically historical reporting. When a report refers to a market which is falling, it will be based on figures collated from the prior 6 or 12 months and rarely upon forecasts about the future. Even where forecasts are used, how are these forecasts made? By using past figures to estimate a trend when property doesn't really behave in any kind of trend. Rather, property responds to drivers in the marketplace, which can happen sporadically or inconsistently. The best thing about such reports is that they can provide a reliable indicator of where not to buy. An area is being reported as having had some stunning growth is most likely to now have prices which are beyond affordable, and the opportunity to buy is probably gone. Finally, much of what we read in the press is subjective and refers to one, most probably very small market. We have thousands of markets all around this country, and each one responds to the drivers which exist in their own geographical area. Wise investors examine the area microscopically and realise that while one area might be flattening, another may very well be starting to boom.
Come on, let's have some fun.